So creatively inspiring radio Richard.
Jay Azzolina, a man and his music. Handsome? You bet. Okay. So, Jay, what is melody? Define it, big boy.
Melody is what every serious musician strives to develop. I mean, we're all developing everything, harmony, rhythm. Melody, though, is obviously what people are hearing when you're playing, when you're soloing. And it's composition. It's a way of rapid composition. So you have to take into account a million different things in terms of how you're going to develop a melody, where it's coming from. It's got to start in a certain place, obviously, and then it has to develop. I used to study with this comp teacher from Juilliard that, I'd bring in examples of tunes and he'd look at it. He wouldn't even have to hear it. He'd just look at a phrase and say, this phrase is pregnant, meaning that you could write 20 minutes out of that one measure. And it took me a real long time to figure out what he was talking about. But through example, I saw that you take this phrase that's got a certain, melody to it, and you can develop it in so many different ways. And that's what great players do.
Just choose a melody. Choose a tune.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm going to say this word. Happy. Okay? Let's go. All the things you are, happy. You count off and he'll comp.
2.
Thank you. Okay. Really sad, introspective. Here we go. Count off.
1, 2, 4.
Thank you. Okay, now, mentally disturbed. Okay, count off.
2.
Thank you. Okay, completely and utterly confused. Thank you. And now I'm going to do something really different. Stylistically, rock and roll. Thank you. Brazilian, sexy. Here we go. Thank you. Beautiful. Now, tell me, Jay, old chap, what do you have to...
Is this really going to be aired?
Yeah. Now, tell me this. What does a musician need to have in their listening background to be able to do what you just did? In other words, you can't just do that, waking up in the morning and suddenly you can play all these different styles and all these different emotions. Tell me the process that you've been through since you were, 5, whenever you picked up the guitar, and all the stuff that you've absorbed to get to this point.
What did Bob James say?
Well, he said 2 words to me. One of them was off.
Well, I mean, obviously, I've done a lot of different gigs stylistically. So, and I've listened to a lot of different music. So, I think it's experience and kind of an interest in being able to play all those styles. So, I mean, I don't practice that. I'm trying to fine tune my own thing. But, over the years, from playing, with singers, especially singers, you learn a lot of different styles.
Okay, now let's talk about another thing that, in terms of improvising melodies, one of the things that you do rather beautifully is what's called in the trade by small goats, it's called motivic development. Now, what I'd like you to do is pick a little motif and show how over a series of 8 bars you can develop that little motif. Any tune you like, old chap. First show them what the motif is.
Autumn Leaves.
Autumn Leaves, okay. And now,
E minor.
okay. And the motif is?
Okay, the motif is something like that.
Okay.
It'll be a da,
Okay.
da, da,
So,
da, da.
okay, Autumn Leaves, motif.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, great. Now, just to show them again, let's pick a complete same tune, but different motif.
Okay.
Lovely, charming.
1, 2,
Thank you, lovely. Now, Jay, see how we're getting on with this? I know you have a gig to get to. Now, just what I'd like you to do is just talk briefly about anybody who you consider to be one of the great melodic players of jazz and why you think they are such great melodic players.
Besides you mean?
Besides me, yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm wearing a dress today.
It'd have to be Wayne Shorter.
Okay.
And what's amazing, through all the years of listening to him, he's the kind of guy that obviously hears all the harmony, all the rhythm, plays these melodies that some of the time they're inside the harmony and they fit perfectly, and other times they're outside of the harmony, and it doesn't matter because the shape of the melody is so strong. It has no reference to the harmony, and yet musically it works gloriously.
It certainly does, and I know just what you mean, but perhaps my audience doesn't. So maybe, Uncle Jay, you could just play us a little something that would be an example of that. That's not related whatsoever to the harmony, but melodically so strong that it works.
Okay.
A tune called Jay and Yannick Go Camping, and and you're going to have an example here of playing which goes outside the chord progression, but nevertheless is motivically strong.
Let's try that again.
Okay, let's try
Hey,
that.
that was amazing.
It was great. It was great.
Thanks so much. We had a great time. Okay, we'll see you again. Joy Husband, Laurence, Cottle, myself, Jay Azzolina. Got some CDs over at the bar. Thank you very much.